I had this idea a while ago that I could release a piece of music as a piece of software instead of as a fixed recording. Live music, or sort of performed music, or music that you play around a campfire is never identical between performances. Whereas sort of the modern world, since the invention of recorded music, you get these sort of fixed recordings that are very familiar and very intricate and very detailed, and sort of they have to be a certain way each time. I thought, is there something you could do to bring back a bit of that sort of unpredictability of sort of the centuries and millennia, you know, before the last 100 years when you couldn't record something. You know, we know that sound of sort of programmatically generated melodies and things like that, they sort of sound a certain way. They're interesting for a couple of bars and then you sort of realise something's missing. So I felt like if I was going to do this, then I had to find a way of putting as much of myself into it as possible, and I did that by, I thought if I could record 1,000 loops that also, I worked to a constraint, which is they're all in the same tempo, they're all in the same key. So all these loops with this single constraint that any could fit with any other one. It's just something I wanted to see. If I recorded enough raw material, and I felt like 1,000 would be enough, that I could then create some software that would sort of then sequence that all together. And that's what I've done. And it's called the Infinite Music Machine, and it looks like this. It's something you just launch and then you just press play and you put your headphones in and you go about your day. And the music will evolve gradually over time, and I've put some algorithms in there that it sort of has a sort of every few minutes it'll sort of evolve into a new set of sounds, but you never know what those sounds are going to be, and there's enough different audio in there that it will sort of continue to be interesting. You can shake the app and it will sort of kind of quickly go to some new loops, and that's just something you can do. So, and then if it's in your pocket, you can use your little headphone remote and it'll just sort of, it'll kind of support all that stuff. There's a save button that also lets you share, so you can hit save. It will sort of generate a little sort of name for the song based on the currently playing audio, and then you can save that and sort of come back to it another time. And you can also share those on Facebook and Twitter in the normal way, so if you liked a certain sound, then you can sort of save it up and someone else can hear what you just heard. So although it is different every time, I've made it possible to come back to sounds that you've already...
Save the bits that
Yeah. Now if you want to sort of get a bit more involved, it does actually let you kind of directly manipulate the audio that's playing. So you can sort of turn on and off loops and sort of play with it a little bit more, and I put some features into the app that I kind of wanted as a performing musician to be able to play live using this app. There's a control on here called movement that means you can sort of slow down the progression, or you can sort of speed it, like maximize it, so it's changing every quarter beat, it's just changing all the sounds. So if you want to kind of get into this, to go a bit crazy, you can sort of let it sort of just cycle through them. Like, I didn't want to make it a recording, but I wanted to make it practical. If you wanted to get a recording out of it, then that would be, I'd want to support that. So this uses Audio Bus, which is the technology on the iPhone, which has been around for a while. Loads of apps support it, and it means that you can record audio between apps. It was a lot of fun to sort of record all the audio, and yeah, and I hope you like it.